Yeah, okay.
Okay. Starting off with stoichiometry, symbols and formula. Each element is represented by its own unique symbol as seen on the periodic table. For example, H is for hydrogen, where the symbol contains two letters. The first one is always in capital letters and the other one is small. For example, sodium ka symbol is Na. ठीक है? Both the letters are not capital नहीं होना चाहिए. It should always be one is capital and the other is small. Atoms combine together in fixed ratios that will give them full outer shell of electrons, and the chemical formula tells you the ratio of the atoms. For example, H2O is a compound containing two hydrogen atoms which combines with one oxygen atom. And the chemical formula can be deduced from the relative number of atoms present. If a molecule contains three atoms of hydrogen, one atom of nitrogen, उसको हम क्या कहेंगे? NH3. For example, CH4 methane में क्या है? We have four atoms of hydrogen, one atom of carbon. इसको हम chemical formula कहते हैं. One atom of nitrogen and three atoms of hydrogen. Now, the structural formula tells you the way in which the atoms in a particular molecule are bonded, and this can be done by either a diagram, displayed formula, or a written simplified structural formula as well. Can you tell me what is empirical formula?
The simplest formula.
And how do we find it? Do you remember it the whole way?
Yeah.
Good. So the empirical formula tells you the simplest whole number ratio of the atoms in the compound, and the molecular formula tells you the actual number of atoms of each element in one molecule of the compound and everything. For example, what is the molecular formula of this compound? C4, and how many hydrogens are there? 10. Can you tell me the simplest empirical formula? ये तो molecular formula. Tell me the empirical formula.
C2H5.
Good. It's gonna be C2H5. ठीक है, ये हमने कर लिया. The concept of valency is also used to determine the formula of the compounds. For example, अगर मैं कहूँ what is the formula of aluminium fluoride? Aluminium fluoride, is it ALF? Is it Al3F? Or is it ALF3? Can you tell me? Aluminium fluoride क्या होगा इनमें से? It would be ALF3. Why would it be ALF3? Because Al is in group 3, it has a charge of +3, and fluorine is in group 7, it has a charge of -1. Got it? So when we cross multiply these numbers, 1 यहाँ आ जाएगा, Al would become 1 and F would become 3. So it's ALF3. For example, group 1 are all +1, group 2 are +2, group 3 के elements +3 होते हैं, group 4 के +-4 होते हैं, group 5 has a charge of -3, group 6 has a charge of -2, group 7 -1, और group 8 का 0 होता है. So we can use the combining power of each atom to work out the formula. For example, अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं what is the formula of aluminium oxide? Is it ALO, Al2O, Al2O3, or Al3O2? Can you tell me which one is the correct option? A, B, C, or D?
C.
Why?
Because aluminium loses
What is the charge of aluminium?
+3.
And oxygen?
-2.
Good. Why? Because oxygen is in group number 6. तो आपके पास Al2O3 हो जाएगा. कुछ आपको याद भी करने पड़ेंगे. You can tell it by the brackets. Iron 3 अगर लिखा हो, what does iron 3 mean? Fe3+. And what if iron 2 लिखा हुआ है? Iron 2+, फिर copper 2, chromium 3. कुछ का देखो आगे brackets में लिखा हुआ है. And some of them you have to memorize as well. For example, ammonium is NH4+, hydroxide is OH-, ये NH4+1 होता है. It's wrong. ये है करेक्ट, ठीक है। नाइट्रेट का यू हैव टू रिमेंबर सल्फेट, कार्बोनेट एंड हाइड्रोजन कार्बोनेट, रिमेंबर दीज वन, क्लियर?
Yeah.
These are the charges that you have to remember. So for ionic compounds, you have to balance the charges of each by multiplying the ion with the sum of charges as well. Then we have word equations. What are word equations? These show the reactants and products of a chemical reaction using their full chemical names. The arrow is spoken to as goes to produces, which implies the conversion of reactants into products. ठीक है, for example, NaCl है, उसके अंदर क्या है? It contains sodium and chlorine and it becomes sodium chloride. What if both atoms are non-metals? One of those is hydrogen, then hydrogen would come first. ठीक है. And for compounds that contain certain groups of atoms, there are common group of atoms which occur regularly in chemistry. इनके आपको याद करनी पड़ेगी that CO3 का जो चार्ज होता है it is 2 minus, सल्फेट का जो चार्ज होता है it is also 2 minus, नाइट्रेट का चार्ज जो होता है it is -3, फॉस्फेट का चार्ज होता है -3, गॉट इट? इस तरह करके फिर कुछ मॉलिक्यूल्स आपके पास डायटोमिक होते हैं which always exist as two. For example, H2, O2, N2, F2, Cl2, Br2, I2, ये क्या है? Diatomic elements. They always, if I say oxygen, don't write O, write 2. ये आपने जो 7 diatomic elements, you have to remember these as well, that always exist as 2. Got it? Then we have balancing equations as well. Do you know how to balance equations?
Yeah.
ठीक है. So it is important that you should also recognize some common ionic compounds as well. ठीक है, वो भी आपको already आते होंगे. What is the difference between AR and MR? Can you tell me?
AR is relative atomic mass,
And
and
MR?
MR is molecular mass.
Good. For example, if I ask you what is the mass of calcium? Calcium is an atom, तो इसका atomic mass क्या है? 40. But if I ask you what is the mass of calcium oxide? अब calcium oxide is a molecule. Calcium plus oxygen, ठीक है ना? तो फिर इसका MR होगा, which would be 40 plus 16. Got it?
Yeah.
How do you find relative atomic mass? अगर मैं आपको एक दूं, ये क्लोरीन 30, एक मेरे पास है क्लोरीन 35 और एक है मेरे पास क्लोरीन 37. क्लोरीन 35 की abundance है 75% और क्लोरीन 37 की है 25%. Find the relative atomic mass. How will you do that?
From the periodic table.
Good. From the periodic table. Examples for isotopes देखें, ठीक है. The table shows information about the isotopes in a sample of rubidium. इसको periodic table से नहीं करेंगे. There's a formula for that. Percentage multiplied by the mass of chlorine plus percentage multiplied by the mass of the second chlorine. Got it? 75
Yeah.
multiplied by 35 plus 25 multiplied by 37 divided by 100. Tell me, इधर हम relative atomic mass कैसे निकालेंगे? Quick. Percentages आपको दी हुई हैं, ठीक है? And you are given the number of protons and neutrons. What should I do?
Add them.
Add them which? Add them what? क्या add करना?
Protons and neutrons.
To find the
Relative atomic mass.
ठीक है, क्या हो जाएगा mass? Proton plus neutron 37 plus 48 would give you 85. ठीक है, and this would give you 87, right? Now I have both the masses of isotope 1 and isotope 2 and I am given the percentages as well. Now calculate the relative atomic mass. How will you do that? अभी पीछे बताया मैंने, ये क्या है? Look at this. I have found the masses. Now, what should I do with the percentages and the mass?
Multiply.
क्या करना है पूरा बताएं, quick. Tell me the whole formula.
Multiply 72 with 85 and then add
Yes,
28% with 37 of it 87 and divide by 100.
exactly. ठीक है, 85 multiplied by 72 plus 87 multiplied by 28. Simple as that. Got it? इस तरह आप क्या निकालोगे? Relative atomic mass. But for that, always first calculate the masses, because mass is what? Proton and neutron. And how do I find the neutrons only? Mass minus proton. ठीक है, इसके लिए आपको mass पहले निकालना पड़ेगा.